To you, I will invite you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Again, like Honorable Dollar said, uh, this is in the same vein, the level of transparency that we started with. We wanted to be open. There is a tendency for mischaracterization. People in our own ranks, in our own arrangement here, there's a propensity of trying to mischaracterize. We've come here to prove to you that this new DEA is not like the old DEA. Clearly, it won't be that effective. We want to be open. This thing might not be uh, enormous, it might not be greater, but it is our quest, it is our way of trying to let the world and the country know and our partners know that this is who we are. When we started, we had drug dealers. Once they heard that we're coming, they fled. They went to different countries, and while the ones that were here were underground, waiting to see who they can manipulate, who they can come to start the process of trying to tint people's character. And they got on the rampage to do that. But because the people they were dealing with, they didn't have that face, they started to work underground. Uh, Today, we will let you see some of the folks that have been tinting the reputation of the DEA. There are folks that did it before, but our predecessor got victimized by some of these people, and they came back to be at their best again. And so we managed to use every means to gather them, to expose them, so that when people doing business, do not do business with them. This is not going to be business as usual in the DEA anymore. We will not allow them to come to these offices and use whatever connection or relationship to malign our people and try to tint our character behind our backs. We vow to fight drugs in this country at every level. We will do it. This is a way to let you know that there's no way, no room for drug dealers in our ranks. People will try, but will not succeed because we have isolated our backs and our front because we have an agenda. The agenda is to kick drugs out of this country, to fight this war, and we are very sure that we can win it. So anybody within our midst, anybody who will come under the cover of darkness to malign us, when we find you, we'll expose you. Whether it is family members as we have, whether it have similar last name as you see here, as you will be exposed today, whether you work within the confine, whether you work within the ranks of the DA, we will find them, I will expose them. Over the weekend, our investigation will produce a guy who carried the same name as Abraham K. Krumah. So the guy here, come here, show you. That's him right here. His name is Mr. Dumoya. He's a police officer. And he came to me and said he was resigning from the police force to come to work for the DA. And I opened up to him because I know him to be a policeman. So, he'll come. He keep doing the fast month. To find out that this guy is a peddler. He's a guy who in bed with drug dealers. So if we're not careful, would have gone to employ this criminal. And it's since been trying to get hired in the DEA. not knowing he's working behind the clock. Long matter short, he's going to interact with a known drug dealer that eventually will arrest. He went undercover, he came back because he got some relief from Mr. Dumuya, and he brought in $21,000. Mr. Dumuya, he had brought the money to the detail officer. He's a commander for one of our satellite stations. She's the commander of one of our satellite stations. FE detachment. They had gone to her. No, the role she played, I'm gonna explain that. They had gone to her. This guy, what's this guy name again? Wait a minute. What's the guy name again? The guy who came. Administration. But when we came in, he went underground. Apparently, he was trying to show his face. So he put cash out to come and see the director of the DEA. He started to dish out money, brought money to actually have. The person met Mr. Dumuya had gone to see her in the place there. Because the fact that he comes around us, the understanding is that he got some connectivity. So she then explained to the guy, said, look, Mr. Dumuya is a relative of the director. So why don't you talk to him? This is a DEA agent, this is a DEA satellite commander making that recommendation. Not even arresting the criminal, but she transferred the person to Mr. Dumuya to actually carry on that connection. First amount of money they brought was $10,000. Another one was $11,000. Now, the $5,000 of that money came through her hands. She passed that money over to Mr. Dumuya allegedly, and they had distribution. They gave her on the share, she took on the share. This is about 3 weeks ago when this whole situation is going on. 2 months. Huh? Almost 2 months, right? Yeah. Well, I think corrected. 2 months. At the end of the day, they were all operating into that way. Mr. Dumuya has been in the vanguard of doing these things. And we got several other stories about Mr. Dumuya using his name to go and aid in the business process. When it was brought to my attention in Ganta, I had gone to carry on some religious ceremony. He was arrested in Ganta. We got to know, we arrested him, put him in the car, brought him to town. And basically, we want to use Mr. Dumuya to let the world know that there are people like this around. Because these guys went out, they're now trying to show their faces. They're using people like this, a commander of mine to come to me. These people don't know me. The Dumuya man knows me, that's why he didn't bring his nonsense to me. To see that he would live like that, I'm going to Mecca. I got victims. I got people in my yard now, family members who I took from the graveyard, detox them, have a nurse in my area to detox them to make them meaningful people today. They're now surviving through this process. Then you come to bring a drug situation to my and you hang around the place that every day. So I like the world to see him, to know who we are dealing with. This fight is not a little fight. They use family members now. They're going to be using relatives. They're going to use DEA agent to actually carry on their process. I can let the world understand that the DEA of today is not a DEA of yesterday. We have an opportunity of this kind. We will expose them. We'll let the world know them. I just called the chief of personnel to verify this guy's employment. He said, yeah, this guy still works for the LMP. I've asked them to send somebody to pick him up, to carry him to LMP to be subjected to investigation in the LMP. This is who we are dealing with. From Ms. What was last name? Mata Masale, we will suspend her time indefinite. she's going to be subjected to further investigation, which will take her to other cases that she's been involved in. There are more of these people in our ranks. We will find them, we will expose them, we will prosecute them. And Mr. Dumoya, the word will go for that for him, we work along with the police, provide the requisite information that we gather from them through our preliminary investigation, and when the police need to prosecute him for ethical discretion, we'll be there. It's criminal to facilitate these things. He knows that very well. We've been around the law enforcement community for a long time now. So we'll be helping the LMP to actually prosecute him there. And I'm sure the character of the director of police will not even allow this kind of guy to survive one day in the LMP anymore. So we'll make that representation for them, but Gregory Coleman will not allow a guy like this to survive in the midst of the LMP that I love very much. It hurt me for this guy to want to take advantage of the proximity he has. And this also goes to other family members. That if you see me sitting in this position, no family members, all the family members who actually have seen me, they know that they can't bring the nonsense to me. Besides, family members go to friends, go to relatives, go to individuals in our midst. Don't bring your drug situation to me. I will expose you. I will prosecute you. Now, there's another quasi-family member who also shared the same last name with me. It's not funny, but it's a guy who was arrested in West Point. Mr. Where the Musa was saying, I don't know that last name for you because what last name? Nonsense. You see what I'm talking about? Where are you from? Huh? West Point. West Point. Come on. I want you to answer himself. Your father named Prince Krumah? Yeah. Your mother named Bendu Krumah? Benduville. Benduville? Yeah. She's not Krumah, right? I use that one spare. The Krumah name is spare for that one. She Benduville, right? For where? Cape Mount. For Cape Mount. Your Krumah is for Cape Mountain? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Thank God, my Krumah is for Nima County. We come from the same era, nothing. The only person that from Nima County that is man for whatsoever. But they will use their last name for their personal aggrandizement. That's what they will use. But the good thing about it, Mr. Dumia is aware of my character. He knows exactly he keeps his nonsense to me. That's the only survival point. Other than that, he would have been arrested a long time ago. But you know, this is good because this guy would have survived this thing, would have carried this information around, names, Dumia, the director of my brother. He's done it several times. The information will come. Yesterday, when he was arrested, a lot of folks came with all his dubious action that he perpetrated. So I'm sure when the people seeing this thing, this guy in the newspaper and seeing it in the news and other places, people will come out to see who he is. Drug dealers that saw him to be somebody they can relate to, they will find out that he's nothing who they thought he was. He has no proximity. He has nothing. He's just a useless individual who have got nothing but mischaracter of himself, misrepresentation of himself. Thank God. Just by seeing him, somebody came with land cases and he got. Now, this is the most dubious thing he had. When he said to me that the money he got, he shared the money with this lady. He shared to get a lady $10,000, he took $11,000, which is a lot from our own investigation. But we need to find out that he had brought vehicle to the lady to pawn, to sell rather. He brought it there to get some money. He could not get, he took $300 from the people.
No,
$3,000.
3,700.
So $3,700 from the people with the intention of bringing it back. On the day and time of the maturity, he came back and took the vehicle from the people. He didn't pay the people money and carry it, so he carried the car to go sell it. Guess what? He went to Yekepa and sold the car for $2,000, and they sent the money to him. The $2,000, 100 of the car did not have document, so they used $100 to process the document. The balance money, $1,900 was sent to his mobile money account. But today you will get that money that went to your mobile money account. You will produce it. That's the guy we're dealing with. Master con artist. I want the people to see him for who he is. These are the guys that are walking on the corridor of power, trying to malign people, trying to dupe people with hard-earned money. Now his criminality has extended into drug dealers. So basically, that's what I wanted to let you know, that distinction. And then the drugs in question, yeah, Mr. Musa Krugman were arrested with Kuch. Basically, Kuch like cannabis and other. I just want to understand that Kuch is not just a name of a drugs. The Kuch is the combination, is the composition of several other drugs that make up the Kuch. So that when we go to court, if you manage to witness some of our cases in court, we see that we give you the chemical composition of these drugs. Well, Kuch is just a Kuch, but there are composition and component that make up the drug called Kuch. The Kuch is not listed in our drug law, in any of our sections, but there are compositions that make up the Kuch, that made up the name Kuch, and that spell out the cannabis, formaldehyde, all of those bones, everything within that Kuch. And just one correction I want to make with regards to the cannabis, the zombie drugs. The zombie drugs have been with us for the past 1 year. It's always been here. Now we're testing in our lab there to know the composition of the drugs, and we came to find out that indeed the drug is existing. So it's been around. It is not a recent drug that we just discovered. I want people to know that. I want that to be clear to our people. That this has been around here. We've seen it. We just decided to now be more scientific with regards to our court cases. We're going to case, we're not going to be like the LDEA. We gave you the composition of the drugs, the effect of the drugs on the human mind. That will be explained to the folks in court. That in that process, that took us to the definition or the discovery of the issue of the zombie drugs. I want that to be clear. Please let our people know that nobody invented no new drugs, or no new drugs ever came back to our country. The drug has always been around here, and we are doing everything we can to stop the proliferation. We now get specific instruction to folks around. We're going to send people to Lajor to see somebody die over there. We'll go and find out how, when, who, when, what brought the drugs there. So we'll find out, we're trying to find the presence anywhere we can, because it's a dangerous drug. Because the composition of that drugs is made part of all of these things. The chemical composition is a little difficult because it goes to the stabilization, the membrane, the brain cells that is responsible for our balances. That's what the zombie drug. That's why it looks zombie. If you still like zombies, that's what it's all about. And I'm sure we've been seeing that around here for a little while before to this day. And so, Mr. What's the other name? Jack. Mr. Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison is a fisherman. Jack Harrison is a fisherman. Jack Harrison, modus operandi. The Jack Harrison is a fisherman who goes from place to place, bring drugs through the fishing canoe. Jack Harrison is a Ghanaian who uses fishing tactics to go across and bring drugs. And mother is Miss Elizabeth Harrison. Father is Jim. We're running this compressed marijuana. Compressed marijuana is a drug that has the same characteristic that once you add all of the other ingredients to the drugs, you now have yourself a good drug. And those compositions will be there, they will demarcate it, cut it, they effect because they want to profitize when they have no profit. They put it together where they produce more. The chemical composition has effect. So when you witness one of our cases, you realize that the composition, the effect that it has in the brain will speak to you. I don't have the time to give you all the effect of these drugs to you now. But during our days, during the day in court, thank God the grand jury is now seated. We're now trying to formulate our cases, present it to the grand jury. We actually have some of these guys about as we go along. Yes, basically it's hemoglobin. The hemoglobin is part of the Kush composition. Because the hemoglobin that we have, we have formaldehyde involved into it as well. That's fine. So those are the two cases. But I just want to give you another lighter note. You saw in the 100-day deliverable, the DEA has been focused in that the LDEA was focused in the 100-day deliverable of the steps and process that we took. That gave us the name, that gave us the variety of working in line with the President's 100-day deliverable. That was not only done by conscious minds, because all of the guys in the LDEA, even the fellows that the guys like you, your ability to advance our message out there, and the folks that you will not see arresting drugs at this level, the folks that you see communicating the effect of drugs, our people that you saw on the football field the other day, bringing about the awareness of these things, the preventive measure that we have, that basically made part of our 100-day deliverable, is giving us the notoriety in the midst of the President 100-day deliverable. I want to use this medium to express our appreciation to the Ministry of Health for being part of this team, and to express to the Ministry of Youth and Sport for giving us the support that we have. We went to the TVET event today, MVDC. We tried at this point in time, this is going to be the Minister of Youth and Minister of Health press conference. I'm not going to dwell into it much, but we're now trying to take the process of rehabilitation, which is what I'm happy about. Now we're identifying areas now where we start to rehabilitate these folks. We went to Clay, saw the rehabilitation center there. We're going to be working along with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, the Ministry of Health, to actually advance this thing as we go along. And I want to take hats off to the Minister of Health for her work in making sure that the agenda is carried out. Because with that kind of step, that coverage that the Ministry of Health has produced, we are very happy to work along with her. We have the strong conviction that we will succeed in this process. Gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you for coming.
We'll take a few questions. Please call your name and the institution you represent, and then you can follow your question to the record.
Yes, sir. My name is Matthias Labindi from Sky FM. Let me begin by thanking the LDEA for the effort you people are exerting here. All of the narration you provided for me, it is really relieving as a young father, a brother, and a journalist wanting a society to be things of this is a good effort. Thank you. I'm specific about the 100-day deliverables. When I read through the government's report through the Ministry of Finance, there is a paragraph that states that one of the things that made the government to achieve 74% of the promises made in the 100 days is the fight against drugs and the mechanism you put in place in ensuring that not just arresting, but also creating awareness and sensitizing communities and involving communities into it. I'm just, asking to know how would this empower you emotionally, psychologically to continue doing what you've been doing?
You know, to be honest with you, but just by saying it, I started to feel the emotion of it because when I went to the graveyard in the Queensway area there, by the Queensway town hall, I saw a relative of mine. I saw my little brother, my late brother, who also died of drugs. His brother was in the graveyard. That's where he sleeps. I have a big compound. This guy would not sleep there because the drug situation was being limited. He is left that area to go and sleep in the graveyard because he has the assurance of getting his heart every day. I cried with him. I wanted to lock him up, but locking him up, I felt did not have solved the problem. I know he's a victim, he's sick. And I brought him home, got him to be detoxed. A lady that's a neighborhood nurse who has been very helpful to us. Put some stuff, we wash out some of this stuff in him, give him some treatment. He had malaria, we treated the malaria, and then start to counsel him. Now today he's in the yard, he's doing a lot of work, keeping him busy, keeping the car, doing a lot of stuff. Another family member, another distant relative of mine, also two of the kids were there, and the brother in passed through process. I got 3% who was just rescued from this process. This drug is dangerous. It kills. It's killing our people. So to have sympathy for anybody related to drugs is something that, for me, I will not stand for. And it's something that I can tell all of you, if you experience the experience I had as a parent. I have 6 children. I can tell you, I will not give 1 inch to any drug dealer. And the emotion is clear. And I'm happy that our programs and procedure that we discussed and the agenda. You saw what happened in the county meet. I was in Nimba yesterday. I was in Ganta yesterday. Some of you guys have been on the photo there. I've spoken to the guys in Ganta. And then I talked to them about this issue of sensitization. The guys have volunteered there. They're waiting for the rehabilitation process. At one point in time, I spoke to the superintendent that we're going to have to open 1 rehabilitation center in my hometown of Ganta. Because I felt the brothers and sisters, every one of us related in Ganta Municipality. Where I was born, got on the Mano side. My grandfather was primary chief, so he married separate wives. Mano, Guillaume, Pérez, Basso, everybody. They got children. So if I said I'm going to be focusing on the Maduro side, what's about the Guillaume side, what's about the Mano side, what's about the Basso side, what's about the Louis side? So, what best place to establish the rehabilitation center in Ghana? So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that the rehabilitation center is erected in there. I will speak to the Ministry of Health about it. But the pilot project that we're conducting now, I'm very sure we have a church that brought in a 60-bedroom house to us, to the DEA. We're taking the plan to it's already constructed and everything is fine. We'll be taking to the minister and see if we can have an opportunity to actually incorporate this. Country is sick. Now, we've interrupted the distribution of drugs. We've done some work with it. And my focus now and the focus of my administration is to go to rehabilitate the guys that are there, that are in the ghetto. We're going to do all we can to see if we can find a way out of this process. And you know what? With all of you guys' help, with the guys that I have around me, we will win this.
Next question.
Yes,
Your name and the institution you're from?
I'm from LDS and Gracefields Mandine. Thank you, Director. My concern has to do with the manpower. Looking at how poor is our country. Just getting into Liberia and staff on the border, then within the community, do you have sufficient manpower as you go in this fight? Then to these say suspect. This lady is someone in your group. What action will you be taking? This young man, he said, I'm police officer. This young man is I think he's a teenager.
No, he's 24 years
Oh,
old.
24 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
The part that she played that is hurting me for the role she is, for the time she spent the experience. She's a very effective officer. She's controlled one of our sectors. But she has some checkup situation before. She stayed under suspension to add this insult to injury. At the end of the day, when the guy came to her, he still, and the fact that she transferred the guy to this guy, it shows that she was aiding and abetting for who she is to take an action like that. It shows that she's conniving with this process. Somebody's saying they want to see a director, and the man is a drug dealer. You know him. Not that she doesn't know, she knows the guy. The guy sent an emissary. Knowing that emissary, knowing that where he came from, and you want to point at your director to do what? And she knowing being a little bit, so she didn't try to come and direct that nonsense to me. So she told her to this idiot who think he knows me, who has his proximity that come to him. But it's been almost 2 months. I just got to know about it yesterday in contact. So all along he's been walking around, passing around, coming to the police, coming here. You've seen the guy in the building. Yeah? Coming up and down here. So it's like somebody who is normal. You come to the police station, you come to the DA office up and down, coming into our offices up and down. You would have found that this guy is a peddler. This guy is looking for a way to malign people and rob people. So, two things that came to my mind. This guy has been paid by drug dealers to come and compromise, try to compromise part about it. To come and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's see if we can compromise David Goma. So they use him to come and say, okay, go this to me. But because he knows me and because he's not stupid to come to me, 2 months ago, there's a month or two ago, he did it. And then he started to walk around and take the money and enjoy himself. So he has his own way to call up the police will come for him. I hope they can just put him away for a long time. So this can serve as a deterrent, as a caveat to guys who are out there who left and think they are coming back gradually to find a way through the ranks of the DEA. The line. They will not tolerate it. So that's basically where we are.
I just want to do a follow-up, sir.
Yes.
the manpower?
The manpower. I had a meeting with the joint security in Nimba yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday. I spoke to the first section of joint security after I spoke to the affected group with the city mayor of Ganta and most of the other guys in the street. I got them into the city mayor's office and we spoke to them lengthily about the issue of jobs in Ganta. And the joint security, I asked them, I cautioned them, you have the security and the safety of this place in your hands. Because the border you have, as poor as the border will be on the other side, but you are the official gate. If you compromise anything here, they're going to be at your own detriment. I told them, I opened to them, I didn't even hide it. I said, I'm deploying intelligent officers. There will be travelers. They'll come through these borders. And if you do not be careful, don't come to me and say, I didn't warn you. I'm warning you, we employ intelligent officers into Guinea, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, Ghana. They will come with drugs, they will come and indict you into this process, and you fall for it, will arrest you or prosecute you. I get that warning. For the foreigners of the border, we will be talking to the police to see if they redirect some of these checkpoints into some places so as to continue to arrest some of these guys who will bypass the regular checkpoint through their passage through the porous border so we can start to work on it. That's the step we're taking. I have a conversation with the director of police today, latest first thing tomorrow morning, and I have the chance to do that. The police and us are now trying to put up a memorandum of understanding with regards to our operational tactics as well. Since We do have, like you said, a manpower situation, which is actually borderline to the border arrangement, to the budgetary allotment. We now have the police give us backup, tactical backup, while we go ahead and do some of these raids around.
Yes, it's Emmanuel Widi from Heritage. I want to know after the process of negotiation was transferred through Dumoya, I want to know what process was used or how was he arrested in the process, since he did not come to you directly to
No, what happened
bring the
when
case.
when we got the information that Dumia was actually involved in this process through some of the folks out there who've seen. We've been hearing rumors that Dumia has been one guy who's going to drug dealers. You know, he got the same last name with me. So most people would think that AB Kuma, you know, he can always change that he Abraham to AB Kuma. Nobody knows him to be AB Kuma actually.
So,
You know him to be Abraham Kuma. So you use that Abraham Kuma very well loosely. So people who, intelligent officers, people who've been scheming, trying to find out, I want to know who is this guy. I thought it was some of the guy who was assigned to me, trying to find that out. You need to realize that it's just dude who walk. He doesn't walk, he doesn't even see well. You see, Abo. Now, nobody of mine went to him. So when the intelligence start to come, start to digest it, relate it, only to find out is this dude who served as a quiet guy who stay every day asking me, I want kind of DA to hold on my deployment. And I said, you think that employment open here for the DA? You have to be patient. If there's change there, you do a lot of things with regards to employment, but not this process. At the end of the day, we got that information, we start to work it out, and they pass through the lawyer, the prosecutor, the guys themselves to start to find out that they can't get away through. The drug dealers realize that they spend all that $21,000, they can't get away through this process. They will now demanding they're now demanding the money. Because they want to spend the money for they can't have that access. So they start to demand the money. This is completely uncertain. I have no clue what the heck is going on. We need to find out that the man finished collecting the man money, he can do it, and he's collected several other monies from people around. Yeah, I go see every come At the end of the day, when we got that information, we finally attacking Gray, confronted him, and then he afterwards, we got him on recording, and several things confessed to the process.
Yes, so I think my colleagues already asked the question. Well, I'm Sylvester Chirople, work for the Spoon Network. We wanted to know, the process, like he asked, how did you manage to get to know the information? But what the exact position of this lady that is in your employ?
This lady is aiding the process. The fact that for her, the fact that you're on suspension. Now, for a drug dealer to come to you and you direct the police will not come.
Her position in your
Well, starter is she's a what's the rank? She commander of the air base.
Okay.
Every police station. But she's now under suspension for some ethical reason. And then in that process, she still hang around the place there. I think that's when she was there or she was not there, one of the people. But listen, the fact that she decided to participate in the process, transferring the guy to the person, knowing me, she comes here every day looking for reassignment, looking for reinstatement, to come and pass through all that time without not telling me about these things. That means she was actually into the process. And that's why she's doing it.
Yes,
and
sir.
thank God, at least the police is give for the police, right?
Yes, sir. Chief.
Give for that policeman.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we got somebody on the
Just a quick follow-up.
No, he is the one. We recognize him.
Yeah, Masala is my name and I work for Sky Television. Honorable Kroma, you talk about your grandfather marrying series of women, and you are, let's say, you have almost the entire country with you. Now that these guys have been going, impersonating with your name. Personally, how do you feel? Or what are you going to do to the guys who have been going around, soliciting funds in your name?
I feel betrayed for this, point to have the same last name. Putting men used to all over there. But for this guy to have the same name I have and the same last name to do these things to me, I think it's a betrayal that borderline stabbing in the back. I am so disappointed. I'm so hurt. That's why I have no mercy for these people. And they say, I open my doors to everybody. I don't have any restrictions. I mean, like I said, I grew up in a very big home. If guys that they come to you to say the last name, even the criminal, even the guy, the other man, Musa Kumaya, I come from Wake, come from Wake, they may come to me and my brother. We're open our arms to him. But now the man is a drug dealer. Can you imagine? So it's a disappointment that par excellence. I mean, that I pass every imagination you can find. By the end of the day, I'm not perturbed. I'm not moved by these things. These are issues that I expected. These kind of things I think I would want to. I know I will see while I'm sitting here. There are a lot of this is just maybe as we go through the process. I will give you bigger stories about people who wanted to come and corrupt us. There are a lot of folks that are coming back. The drug dealers are finding their way back to come to see where they can use other means to get to the group of people that we have working with DEA right now. And I can show you, the guys will not stop.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell us the value of the drugs?
The value, Musa, parenthesis open and close, comma, is value at 10,440 US. Equivalent in Liberian dollar is $1.9 million. Mr. Musa, I don't even want to call it like this. This is Mr. Musa. Named Jack Harrison, the fisherman from Ghana. Is the total? You have 4 plates of marijuana, 2.9 kilogram, $220 US, equivalent of Liberian dollars is $41,876. Mr. Musa from Ghana. Yeah.
Yes, the last question.
Yeah, please. You mentioned about satellite, area that this madam controlled, and you also mentioned that she was serving suspension, which means it's now going to be double suspension. Can you just inform this gathering why she was suspended initially, and secondly, this satellite, where is it located specifically? That she was controlling.
It's on the airfield.
Right. So was she at the time undermining her suspension by going to that satellite area, or what?
She had gone there. She'd been warned when the bodyguard team at the time told us that if you seen back there again, to be arrested, to stop. I think in that process, while she was there, the way this whole transaction went on.
So why was she suspended initially?
Suspended for ethical transgression. Some acts that borderline criminality.
Thank you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen of the press,